welcome to the channel. If you trade futures or you're thinking about it, you're in the right place. This is where we break down the markets in real time, analyze key setups, and talk about what really matters for day traders. No gimmicks, no Lambos, no lifestyle stuff. Just real market setups, real strategies, and real conversations. I share my thought process and exactly how I navigate the futures market, wins, losses, and everything in between. Whether you're a Forex trader switching to futures, a prop firm challenge grinder, or just someone who wants to refine their edge, you'll find something here. My goal? To help you see the markets clearly and make smarter trading decisions. And look, I've been where you are. The struggles, the lessons, the long nights figuring this out. That's why I keep it real. Because trading is hard, but if you approach it the right way, it can change everything. So if you're serious about improving as a trader, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join me live. Watch my analysis, ask questions, and see how I tackle the markets every single session. And if you're already part of the community, drop a comment, share your insights, and let's keep growing together. The best traders don't trade alone. Live streams, real setups, real talk. Let's get to work. I'm here to share my knowledge, my journey, and my approach to trading. But this is not financial advice. Trading is risky. You can and will lose money. That's unavoidable. The best traders learn to make more than they lose, but that's a challenge we're all working towards. Manage your risk, stay disciplined, and always do your own research.
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? How you feeling? This is Yo Javi, and I am super excited to be here. Listen, we are doing this every day from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Today, I started a little bit late. Yesterday too, I had to handle, taking the wife to work and everything, right? And there is traffic here in Florida. I know you know about that. If you know anything about Florida, a lot of places, like there's traffic in a lot of places. So, but besides that, as long as it's nothing like that, but I'll be here. Like today, I'm gonna be here probably a little bit past 9. So we're gonna talk. Listen, we're gonna go straight into it. I just want you to know that, like, my streams, I definitely want you to get value from them. So today I have something special. We're going to talk about A+ setups in supply and demand. I know I will be working on my course, right? Like breaking down trading from like for beginners. It's going to be for beginners but it's going to take you from beginner to like where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to give you my whole knowledge. It's going to be very intensive, so it's gonna take me some time, but you guys have been asking for it, so I will do that. However, if you tune in to these live streams, it's literally the same thing. And I will say this, I am not planning on charging for my course. I am not planning on doing that. I'm planning on just putting it out on YouTube for free. I thought about it. I said, should I even put it on my Discord? But I said, you know what? I'm going to put it out completely for free, because at the end of the day, I have to be different from everybody else. If people that are selling courses, they're being looked at as scammers, as like they're not really trading, they're living from the courses and not from the trading. Like, I don't want to be seen that way. And it's not that I care about what people think. It's because, again, I want to make sure that I'm portraying myself in the best possible way, because I trade. I trade, and I do believe in having multiple sources of income. I'm not knocking nobody that does that. Like, you should have multiple sources of income. Trading is very active, is very risky. So if you could do other stuff that's going to add to your finances, to your business, to whatever you're doing, do that. Like, if you rock with me, if you're locked in with me, I'm never going to tell you, oh, you just gotta trade, and if you're not trading, you're not a real trader. Like, if if you're making more money from a book, let's say you're selling a book, and if you're making more money from that than your own trading, I'm never gonna tell you that you're not a trader, that you should really, quit trading. Like, no, multiple sources of income. I preach that. Like, I preach multiple sources of income. So, but the whole course situation, let's be honest, is sticky. It's sticky. And really, the only reason why I'm doing that course, like, for beginners, for people that don't know anything about trading, is because a lot of you have asked me for that. Even though, like, I have lessons here, but I don't have something cohesive, something, and I think I'm just gonna do one video that's gonna be maybe 2-3 hours. Like, I think I'll do that to not make it complicated, and that will probably be my course. I say probably because I'm working on it. So, all right, let's get to it. Let me see. I'm gonna look at the chat. Let me look at the chat. Fernando Guevara, how you doing? How you doing? Good morning. Aleka, that's my son, I believe. That should be my son. How you doing, son? And Elias Rodriguez, good morning, mi cuñao. How you feeling? How you feeling? All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So let's look at my screen. Okay. We're going to talk about A+ setups in supply and demand. A+ setups, right? So in supply and demand, and I'm going to talk about it first, and then I'll show you examples. In supply and demand, and this is the very minimum, I'll say the very minimum, you should have impulsive buy-in for demand setups or selling for supply setups. It has to be an impulse. It has to be it has to be a lot. It can't just be like for example, like from here, from this red candle, it can't just be this green candle. Like this is not considered like impulsive buy-in. Now I would say look for zones that have a big momentum candle like this one. Like, you see that? A big momentum candle, right? That's impulsive buy-in right here. And now here, this is not the price action that I would look for a setup, because this is all like within the same range. You're getting long wicks. Like, this was probably news, right? But just for the example, if we didn't have this like wick right here like that, this right here, it would be impulsive selling. Now, would it be an A+ zone, a high probability setup? No, because we need number two. We need a gap between, and the way that I'm going to explain it like this, but it's going to make sense. But before I do that, I got to say good morning to my man's Key, the walking W. Even when he loses, he wins. So, yes, you need a gap. Can you guys hear me? I just got this mic. My son was like, you know what? Here you go. Like, this is a better headset. Take it. So let me know if you could hear me good. If it's distorting, it might have been because I tweaked it a little bit. Like, I tweaked it. So if it's distorting for you guys, let me know, and I'll change some settings. But you need a gap between the zone and I say the next candle, because you know what? Let me just show you. Okay, you know what? Before I show you, let me go down real quick. You need that gap. You need the break of structure. And you need a break of structure because you need the market really to be trending. Supply and demand. I don't recommend trading it within a range. Can it work? Yes, but to me it works better, or it's meant to really be and I have said this before, but it's meant to be a trend trading strategy. So, and number 4, it should be going away from the 200 EMA. And for me, the 200 EMA is this red line. It has to be trading going away from it, not towards it. And all right, I'll break everything down. Let me know if you have any questions. But yes, I went over the impulsive buying and selling. You really have to see price push out of a zone. Like for example, here, the market is ranging. You don't really see the market pushing out of a zone. You'll see these two pushes right here, right? Down. Oh, that's horrible. All right, down. It is pushing down there, right? Then from here, it's like pushing up, but it didn't have And I'm not drawing the zone yet. I'm actually skipping to number 3. Here, there's no break of structure. Come on, stop doing that. Okay. So for example, this buying right here, we wanted to, and I'll come back to the gap, but we wanted to break structure. So this buy-in ideally has to go past that wick. It has to go up there. It has to go up there. Really, you need that. You need break of structure. And it doesn't have to be in one candle, in one momentum candle. It could be a few candles, but they should all really be going up there, breaking that candle. And they don't all have to be green. You could have a red candle in there. Doesn't matter, as long as you're getting like from the zone. If it's a demand zone, you really gotta be getting a lot of buy-in. You could have a red or a red candle or two. Doesn't matter, as long as we are breaking that previous structure. And if we are selling, like look at this one. This is breaking structure right now. So look at this. Come on. Okay, the market is selling here, right? You see it selling. It's selling right now. All of that selling, again, we're not looking at the zone right now. We're just looking at number 3, which was the break. So break of structure. So look at this. All of this selling right here broke this previous structure right here. You see that? And for the structures, you're looking for those higher highs, higher lows for an uptrend, or lower high, lower low for a downtrend. That's what you're looking for. So all I do is like I spot them quick because I just look for these wicks, and I look for these for these tips. You see that? Hold on, Poppy's right there. Look at it. It's right there. I look for these wicks. You see that? Like the highest points, the lowest points somewhere. Like look for those. I would say train your eye to see all of these wicks that stand out, right? So this wick right here was broken by all of this selling right here. This is impulsive selling. All of this right here is impulsive selling. Now, is it a high probability zone? For that, we got to ask ourselves if there is a gap. So let me see. Did I get rid of that? It looks like I did. Okay. I saved it though. I saved it. So go here. I got a template now for this. What? Okay, it's somewhere here. I just saved it. Right here. Right here. I knew it was there. Okay, so you need a gap between the zone and the next candle. Let me explain myself. The zone starts not where all of this selling starts, not there, right? It starts right here. So it starts with the other color candle, with the opposite color candle. So for selling, for supply, it starts with a green candle. And for a demand zone, the zone starts with so for buying, for a demand, it starts with a red candle, right? So here we draw a box. So like right here, we actually draw it. Let me actually start here for you to see it. So for supply, from the bottom of the green candle, not to the top of the green candle, but to the top of that candle, that red candle that started the selling, right? Now, gap between the zone and the next candle. So the zone, I'm really talking about, if it's a supply zone, this would be the zone. Like we're looking for the market to do this, right? We're looking for it to come back and then sell again. So it would be from the bottom. Now for a demand, it would be the top. But for a supply zone, we're looking at the bottom right here of the box, and we're looking to see literally a gap directly from the zone to the next candle, which would be this one, like the one that comes next. This candle right here, and this, there is no gap. And now I explain it that way because sometimes you get a bunch of candles inside of the zone. I'm not saying you have to take those zones. You don't have to take them. You could skip zones like that. But if you have a bunch of candles like this, then really you're looking for a gap between the zone and that next candle, the candle that's outside of the zone. There is no gap. How do I know that? Well, number one, let's get rid of that. Let's make this bigger. This candle right now, it already stuck out and it closed any gap that would have been in front of the zone. So this right here already killed the gap. But then you go from here to this one, which is already, the candle went up. So there is no gap. The gap should look like this. So the gap goes like, for example, you see there's price action here. The market kept selling, right? So this is all sales. You don't have any buying here. No buying at all. This is an imbalance. They also call it an imbalance because the sellers, you don't see any buyers here. Like here in this wicks, you are seeing buyers. Like this wicks, you are seeing buyers too, right? But this is all, well, from here to here, this is all selling, right? All selling. We have buyers here. So, but inside of this is a gap. This is a gap. But that gap is not right directly in front of the zone. Therefore, this setup is low probability. This is a setup that if you take it, you have to understand the probability of it working out. It's unlikely. It could win, but it's less likely to win or less probable to win. But this is a gap right here. And if it was like, for example, and here for buying, and let me turn off the indicators here. For example, you see sellers here because you see them pushing here. They're pushing here, right? Buyers eventually won. Now from here to here, there were sellers here, and I'm showing you the gap, like gaps in different places. When you go from here to here, there is no selling activity. So the buyers really created an imbalance in the market. You see, there is a strong imbalance right here. That imbalance, no sellers whatsoever. Like that right there lets you know that there is a gap. I would say this, after this stream, or after you're done trading for today, look for gaps, because even if you don't trade supply and demand, the market likes to mitigate these gaps right here. You see that? You're looking for those gaps. Hold on real quick. All right. Sorry, I always make it back fast, but when I gotta take care of the family, I'm gonna take care of the family. I put this, this be right back, right? But I actually do come back. So practice this. Like the biggest takeaway from this stream today, honestly, like first of all, write this down or take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this right here. I'm gonna try to make it bigger. Hold on, for you. Make it. And if whoever's watching this later on, right, you have it here. Like, I'm gonna give you a moment to take a screenshot. I'm gonna get out the way. Give me a moment to get out the way. Okay, go ahead right now, take a screenshot of that. And I'm not saying this is all inclusive, like, but right now these are the what is it called, the confluences that we need for an A+ setup, an A+ supply or demand setup. All right, did you take the screenshot? It doesn't take that long, so I'm gonna come back, but you could write that down. If you didn't take a screenshot, just write it down. Definitely that's gonna be the most important thing, right? Okay, I'm back. So, and then just practice spotting the gaps, because the zone, like I have a video on how to find this and I'm explaining it now, but really you have to get good at seeing these imbalances. Gaps equals imbalances. Gaps equals imbalances. You have an imbalance in the market, and the market at some point it likes to mitigate those gaps those imbalances. That's why and the one stop trader, good morning, bro. Thank you for always showing up, for being locked in with me. I appreciate you, honestly. So, but yeah, just talking about A plus setups for supply and demand. These are just the basic confluences for an A plus setup in supply and demand. And you can write it down, take a screenshot, but I know you're probably good. So if you could always go back and write that down if you need to. But all right, you see, like, I would do this, and I did this before. I like to spot gaps, like not right away, like right away, right? That's when I start thinking in Spanish sometimes. But right away, if you want to like spot them right away, practice. This is just like a sport. I used to play baseball, and I will practice, like, if it was batting, I'm practicing my swing. I'm practicing, for example, not with like a big baseball. Does this have green? Guys, it's like disappearing. Anyway, I wouldn't just hit a baseball. I would actually go and I would hit like caps of things. Like if there was a cap like this right here, it's disappearing. Come on. Anyway, this is a cap. I would get my brother, and I would do the same for him. I would get him to throw this, like to pitch caps, like little, like different things. Anything that was small, throw it at me, and throw it, and I would hit it. Like pitch it to me, I would hit it, and we would do that, and I would do that for him, and we just developed like a good eye because of practice, and like Kobe, practice. I hope I got that right. All right. So practice this, looking for those gaps, those imbalances. I don't care what you trade. Being aware of these gaps, that could really help you in your trading. Like right now there is a gap. Look at this. This is in real time. Right now there's a gap from there to here, right? From there to here. And now I noticed that the market likes also to mitigate those gaps. Not only, one of the reasons, for example, if you had your take profit here, let's get rid of that. Let's just say, and this is not the strategy, this is just me putting the tool here. Let's do something like this. Hold on. Okay, something like this. Okay, boom, right there. I'm gonna put another one, and pretty much here, let's just say that was your take profit. It got hit, but you have a runner, right? And I don't care what nobody says. Like in my experience, this is true. Now here, I'm not saying you enter twice. I'm just saying if this was your runner, and you're targeting like this price over here, right? And now your stop loss for the runner, let's say you just brought it up to here. The market likes to actually go back. Let's say it feels these gaps. Sometimes it goes even deeper, takes people that are trailing, it'll take you out. Like it'll take trailers out and then keep going. So a lot of this, like the market going back, is also to take out people that are trailing. How do I know that? Well, from experience. Like a lot of times I won setups, let's just say I hit my 1-to-1, but when I'm trailing and I put my my stop loss like near, it'll take me out, right? Like you'll go back, take me out, and then it keeps going. So a lot of that, the market knows like that people are trailing. And institutions, when I say the market, it could be institutions like market makers, they'll take out trailers. They will, people that are trailing. So that's why nowadays when I trail, I don't trail that close. I don't, because I notice that the market does that. You'll take you out and then keep going. So right, like nowadays when I trail, this is what I do. You said gap trading is my go-to, 5 and 15 minute daily. And bro, like, and the one-stop trader is killing it. He's killing it right now. But it's true, gaps, the market will like close those gaps and keep going. So that's something that if you don't trade supply and demand, you trade something else, at least be aware of the gaps. Like look at this, even when it's going down, look, all of this going back, like it's closing gaps. there is a gap here. At some point, usually you'll like close that gap and keep going or do whatever, but gaps, like the market likes to close that. So practice looking for gaps. You could do this. You could use any tool that you want. I would probably use something like this, like a trend line tool or even a brush. Let me use a brush. Even a brush, like just draw like, oh, just draw the lines like between the gaps. Like even from here to here, that's a gap. It's an imbalance. No buying activity there, right? Now this, all of the gaps are closed. All of the gaps are closed. There was a gap from here. And I'm not saying you have to catch every gap. This is just to train your eye to see gaps. Okay, it's a gap from here to down here. That's a gap. Practice that. Just practice seeing the gaps and practice them in different time frames. It still looks the same, but even like for example, if I go to the daily, now the daily just might be, I may not have too much price action, but if I go to the daily, for example, just same thing. You're looking for those imbalances. No price action there. No buyers here. So it's always the opposite. So, you know, there's a gap from here to here. So no sellers. When it's all that buying, there's no sellers here, right? Practice that. Like, honestly, that's important. I don't care what you trade. Seeing those gaps alone, it will improve your trading. I mean, of course, it all depends on if you're being disciplined or not, because you can see every gap. But if you're doing dumb stuff, like, gaps can't save you. So, all right, I just wanted to hit that hard, the gaps, because that's going to be big. If you're not seeing the gaps, you're not going to know what a high probability demand setup is or high probability supply setup is. So just take a day or two. Honestly, just do this before you go to sleep. Just do this. Look for gaps. That's the gap. Another gap here. Again, I'm not trying to catch them all. I'm just trying to like catch the ones that I see right away. Practice that. It's all practice. Another gap. Look at this other gap right here. Technically, from here to here, there was, you know, it was the gap. A full-blown clean gap here would have been here, but does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, I know it's pretty basic for people that have been trading, but I have to show you because again, we are talking about A+ setups in supply and demand. So quickly, I'll just look for some setups here that have all of these qualities. So the qualities were, again, so impulse, buying and selling. Let's go ahead and look for that. I'm just gonna straight up look for it here. Actually, this was a setup. It just got invalidated, but there was a demand setup right here. And setups will get invalidated. If it's invalid, just obviously skip it. So, but this was a high probability setup. Why? You had impulse buy-in. Like all of this is buy-in, right? Market is going up from there. So impulse buying and selling, we got that. Check. Gap between the zone and the next candle. Well, look at it right here. So again, from here, look at it. From here, you see gap between the zone, so the top of the zone, and the next candle, the one that comes, well, this one pushes out, so this next one right here. So the way I like to do it is I count from the first to the third. That's another way that you could see it. From the first candle, the red candle, 1, 2, 3. Is there a gap from the first candle to the third candle? Is there a gap? Yes. So we got that. We got number 1. We got number 2. Do we have a break off structure? We do. Look, we had like the market was already breaking all of these structures, right? Then there's literally, technically the structure here would just be this here. Like literally right here. Like that, I mean, that was the highest point. like inside of that, broke out. Now we have that break of structure, and it's going away from the 200 EMA. Well, the 200 EMA is this red line. As I was saying, the market did go, it is going away. At this point, it was going away. But we have a reversal. This is oil. Oil at 9. Let me see. This was right here. 9. Yeah, this is the 15-minute time frame. But yeah, at 9 o'clock, it just started reversing. So right now, oil is reversing. But look at this. We actually have a supply setup. But the supply setup is going towards the 200 EMA. So I wouldn't take it yet. But we have that. This setup right here was a high probability setup, but you never got an entry signal. So that's okay. A high probability A plus setup could invalidate. That's fine. The market is telling you, like, we're just reversing now. That's okay. This is why, like, let's just say that if you did not wait for the entry signal, which for me is the break of the previous candle, if we didn't get that here, but I would have entered aggressively. Like, an aggressive entry is when you don't wait for that entry signal. So for example, when the candle went here, tapped the zone, let's just say I got in right here expecting it to still turn around, I would have got cooked because my stop loss would have been here. I would have got cooked. So that's why nowadays I just stay away from aggressive entries, because like the market could reverse, it could invalidate. If you at least wait for the market, and I'm not telling you to do this, I'm just giving you different perspectives. If you at least wait for the market to turn around and start heading this way, well, now you know that you have all of these confluences, all of this like requirements for an A plus setup. You have all of that, and now the market is literally heading towards your direction. We wait for the break of the previous candle, which would be right here. That will be the entry. And if it breaks that, at least you know that the intention of the market is to head in that direction. That would be the intent, right? And my first target is a 1-to-1. And then I use runners. So with the runners, as long as I could afford it, I have a live account. With oil, I could usually afford it. But if it's like gold, something like that, maybe not. So, but yeah, what happened, puppy? Oh, hold on real quick. Okay, so at least if you have that intent, you are more likely to win, because at least the market is telling you that it wants to do that. And again, I use runners at least with oil. I don't like to use runners with other stuff right now, but again, just because like NAS, it gets expensive, not because it's more expensive than oil tick wise, but because the zones are usually a lot bigger, especially during New York session. So like for example, here this zone is only 21 ticks. For NAS New York session, this might be 150 ticks. So you gotta pay attention to the details. The devil is in the details. You gotta pay attention. But I would take, let's say the market goes that way, take first profit here. So I close one contract. Usually I'll have 2 max. Right now I just go for 2 max. Close one contract here, and at this point I bring the stop loss above break even. I don't go exactly at break even, because if the market fully turns around, you're gonna have to pay fees, right? So I bring it, let's say, to like about here. So at least if the market comes back, it just pays for the fees. But if it doesn't come back, then I target a 1-to-2. Does that make sense to most people? I know we got different people here. I know we have people that have been trading, that have the knowledge. I'm just showing you how I trade. So does that make sense? Did you get any value from this? And if you did, listen, I got this for you. Listen, let me know. Like, I'm gonna be looking at the chat, but I gotta tell you guys, of course, you know, I have all of my links. I have them in the description, in the link tree. I have a free PDF book For beginners, if you're not a beginner, you could skip this. But for beginners, a free PDF book, How to Make Money Online with Day Trading. I explain literally how to make money with day trading. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Is it possible? Yes. If you lock in, like put in the work, go through the losses, because you're going to go through losses. But if you stick with it, you're going to see the other side, or you should see the other side. I can't guarantee anything. I have it in Spanish. Now, of course, the Discord is here. Not going to go into that. You could click on it. You will land here. Like, you would join the family. And by the way, real quick, I want to congratulate Dusk. My man Dusk just got his third payout within like a month and a half. $2,000. So $2,107, $2,000, $2,100, $2,107 payout. He honestly, it's like 3 payouts within like a month and a half. Like, my man is killing it. But that's Discord. So you have other traders like Dust there, not just me. And if you join and you know how to trade already, then you become another valuable member of the community. So I added this. If my streams are valuable to you, you're finding any value, and you want to support what I have going on, the things that I want to put out in here, like the course, like I'm not planning on charging for any of that. You could buy me a coffee. I love coffee. I drink coffee every day. So you could buy me a coffee. You could just click on that. And this is just a way to support the streams, to support the community, to like offer encouragement. Like, of course, all of this will help. Like, I will put it towards, like, again, building the community, like paying for the Discord to make it better, again, for YouTube to bring more value to you guys. Of course, also some of it would go for the live account, because if I make the live account bigger, I could share more, you know, like I'm gonna learn more, I'll share more. So I am transparent about what I'm doing. That's, if you want to support that, that's here. Buy me a coffee. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be the link tree in the description. But outside of that, I'm on Kick, I'm on Twitch, but honestly, I'm mainly like, I'm streaming simultaneously to YouTube and Kick. So I have all these other platforms as well. But do you have any questions about the setup? Like, do you have any questions? I'm about to leave. I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do with my oldest son, who came back home. My oldest son came back home, so we about to do something. Of course, I'm not gonna share everything, but we're about to do something. And yeah, like, I'm about to go. If you don't have questions, I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds before I go. If not, did it provide any value? That's all I want to know. Did you learn something? Did you learn one thing from the streams? And yes, next week we're gonna get back to doing top-down analysis. But this week I wanted to bring, actually, to teach a little bit more, to teach what I'm doing. So when I actually do my top-down analysis, you know what's going on. You know that I'm looking for that. Like, of course, I look at other things, but like at a foundational level, this is what I'm looking for. I hope that you have a great day, a great trading day. The market is about to open in 7 minutes. If you win, learn from that. If you lose, learn from it, but do not let it mess up your day. Like, come on, it's Friday. Do not let an L mess up your day. Like, you can't let it mess up your day. Life is more than just trading. If you have your family, enjoy your family. If you're breathing, like, enjoy that. Not, it's people out there that are walking around with an oxygen tank. If you don't have an oxygen tank and you took an L, it's okay. It's okay. This is your hobby. The world